Alright, everybody, I'm Tyson Honecker with Admit One, and today we are reviewing Shazam, The Fury of the Gods, the newest DC film to hit theaters. It's definitely an interesting one, and we're going to dive right on into it here on Admit One. Alright, so it should be noted right off the bat, I love the first Shazam film, and I was excited to see the second one. The trailers didn't get me too excited, but I was still pulling energy off of that first film to feel like I was going to have a good time walking into the second one. And walking out, overall, I was disappointed. I didn't really have a good time in the theater, and I was kind of waiting for this movie to end, which it's a bad sign for sure. I wanted to like this movie. I wanted to walk out just feeling like I had a good time. It was a good, fun popcorn movie, but I can't say that. Now, that's not to say that there are no aspects in this film that worked for me. I do think one of the strongest parts of this movie is the family dynamic, the family bond that we have here. Billy is really depending on his family, feeling like he needs them, holding them a little too closely, but it just shows the importance of family here very well. That's one of the good parts and one of the only good parts. I think Zachary Levi did a pretty good job here as Shazam. The only part I had a gripe with is I felt like he was still trying to portray like a 13 to 14-year-old kid. Instead, in this movie, Billy is now 17, almost 18, and I didn't feel like the his character really matured as Shazam as much as he should have. But that's my only gripe with Zachary Levi, just a little gripe. Overall, the comedy aspect of this film didn't really work for me. It fell flat, which is where one of the strongest weaknesses of the film come, because I feel like when you walk into a Shazam movie based off of the first one, it was really funny and it worked. A lot of the comedy in that film worked really well, and that was one of its strongest points. In here, it sticks with that. Comedy is one of the main points of this movie, but it's weak, and that just puts the film down a lot for me. Let's get into the villains right now. Of course, you have Helen Mirren, the amazing Helen Mirren in this film, which was a huge get for the Shazam franchise for sure. Unfortunately, I felt her character was just kind of weak and wasn't written too well. I will say, out of all the villains, not Rachel Zegler and not Helen Mirren, but the other one, I'm forgetting her name, I felt she was actually pretty menacing. I liked her character. But overall, the three sister aspects here, it just didn't really work for me. There is a couple of surprises in this film that I think delivered really well. Obviously, I don't want to get into that. This is a non-spoiler review. So there were some surprises in here that worked. There was also some comedic timing and some jokes that did make me laugh. There is also, I want to say, I said surprises. There are some cameos in this movie as well that worked pretty well for me. I didn't expect. I liked seeing those happen in this film. Now, one of the biggest questions walking into this movie I had is, yes, will it be a good film, but also, where is this going to fit in the DCU? Because obviously right now we are in the stage where Peter Safran and James Gunn have just recently taken over, and they are kind of rebooting the entire DCU. Will Shazam be a part of that? We don't know, although I definitely think it's safe to say it's not part of their first phase of films. And I do think this is the last time you will see Zachary Levi as Shazam, which is why I was so disappointed with this movie, because I feel like he didn't go out with a bang. I feel like this movie just wasn't there. It didn't give the character a proper send-off, and granted, they didn't know all about this when they were making the film. But I just wanted it to work because I do feel like this is the last time we'll see Zachary Levi. This is the last time we'll see Shazam for a while. And ultimately, it just did not deliver for me. And also watching this movie, it gives me a complete understanding as to why Peter Safran and James Gunn are taking the direction they are taking. And I definitely feel like they are on the right path. So even though this DC film didn't work for me, I am still very much looking forward to the future of DC with James Gunn and Peter Safran at the helm. The next one we have to look forward to is The Flash, coming out in June, and then Aquaman at the end of this year. But sadly, overall, this movie, it just didn't work for me, so I would give Shazam, The Fury of the Gods, a 4 out of 10. I'm heartbroken that it's that low for me. I really did want to like this movie. Unfortunately, I just couldn't get behind it. But I want to know what you guys think of the movie down below in the comments. Also, are you guys going to go see this opening weekend? Because the box office projections for this film, I think, is sitting between $35 to $30 million, which is a huge step down from what these kinds of movies normally get, and it's a huge step down from even what the first Shazam movie got. So, I just want to know all that and more about what you guys think of this film and maybe what you think of the future of DC. So let me know all that in the comments below. And until next time, guys, I'm Tyson Honecker from Emit One. I'll catch you on the next one.